White House Correspondents' dinner. I mentioned very beginning of the program that Comedy Central apparently is stealing from this program. People do not know this, but Rush Limbaugh, the TV show, is what The Daily Show is, except we made fun of the left, which is why nobody ever heard about it. Actually, it's not true that nobody heard about it. Back in those days, 1992 to 1996, we were outrating David Letterman. The problem is we didn't have a single consistent time slot. We're a different time slot every market. There were a whole lot of problems with it, but we had higher rate. This is when Leno and Letterman were going at it, and they were dividing their audience, and Rush Limbaugh, the TV show. They told me when we started the show, I said, what's this going to take to work? And they said, you need to get a 4.0. So we started with from nothing, and we started the first period at 2.8, and I think in our second season, we hit that magic number of 4.0, and we held that 4.0 throughout the balance of the time. So it'll be 3 years or so. 2.5, 3 years. And as those of you who watch that show know exactly what it was, we found news involving liberals every day, and we used it either for serious political commentary or we mocked and made fun of them and laughed at them, exactly what The Daily Show is. And it featured commentary by me. The only difference is we didn't have any writers. We had about 1,000 producers looking for video sound bites. So we did not have any writers. It was just me. And we had just the video clips. Do you remember the most famous video from that show was the Clinton-Ron Brown memorial video, where Clinton is seen crying, shedding a tear. He's standing next to a minister from Pennsylvania. And they're walking into the Ron Brown, former Commerce Secretary, killed in a plane crash. There's a memorial. Clinton spots the camera. In less than a step, he goes from laughing uproariously, really yucking it up, to crying. In less than one step, when he saw that camera. And that video just spelled out exactly, better than any words could, exactly who Bill Clinton is and what a phony he is. People demanded to see that video over and over, but that was, we made fun of the left all the time. Also, it wasn't long ago, I guess 3 years ago, when it was firmly established that any criticism of Obama was going to be labeled racist and therefore illegitimate. I, L. Rushbo, conceived the official Obama criticizer. Mr. Snerdley, who has had it confirmed, by the way, 100% slave blood. Mr. Snerdley can trace his ancestors back to slavery, so he's qualified. Down for the struggle, he's got the genealogical track and history to be an official, legitimate Obama criticizer. So the criticizer was born, and whenever serious criticism of Obama was needed, rather than me doing it, I brought on Mr. Snerdley. And Mr. Snerdley, with 100% slave blood, therefore qualifying him as a criticizer, would then level the criticism at Obama, and as a bonus, then do it in Ebonics or hip-hop to reach virtually everybody in the audience. So lo and behold, at the White House Correspondents' dinner Saturday night, Obama engages in a bit that is called the anger translator. And I guess this has been a staple at Comedy Central for, 3 years, 2 years, whatever it is. And what happens is, in the case, the White House Correspondents' dinner, Obama would get up and say something, and then his anger translator would tell the audience what he really meant. Meaning Obama, afraid to say it, so he said it in code. The translator then come out and would say what Obama really meant, and so Obama would be immune from any criticism because he hadn't actually said anything. The translator would do it. I mean, it's a direct ripoff of the official Obama criticizer. And here is a soundbite depicting this. I guess I didn't even know about this until I read about it. I didn't even see the Correspondents. I didn't watch it on purpose. Catherine did. She was relaying things to me. And I said, I don't care. She said, boy, Obama seems angry. I said, he is. Boy, Obama seems mad. He is. That's what this anger translator bit's all about. Apparently, Comedy Central has a show called Key and Peele, and the character Luther is Obama's anger translator to tell us what he's really thinking.
Despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense. Sharia law is coming to Cleveland.
So they were making fun of Fox News there. What Obama said, I don't know if the first part of the bite was heard. Despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day. Obama said that. Then here came the translator who said, and we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense. Sharia law coming to Cleveland, and so forth. So that's the translator, thus explaining what Obama really thinks but does not say. A direct ripoff of the official Obama criticizer, and in fact the reason why. We did the official Obama criticizer to point out the hypocrisy of those who claim that any criticism of Obama is racist. Well, what better way to get past that than bring in a guy with 100% slave blood to do the criticizing? And I think in honor of this, we should revive the criticizer this week. It's been a while since we've done it. We have to do it tomorrow. We have to do it by tomorrow. Okay, and also at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Memories Pizza was the target of these effete snobs at what has become popularly known as the Nerd Prom. You know, I read I forget his name, some journalist is really concerned about what's happening here with the White House Correspondents' Dinner, that journalists and newsmakers have transformed into celebrities. He said, this isn't good for our business. This is not good for what we do. But it is perfect for the left. It's the ideal way for the left to inculcate itself into the pop culture. Just have everybody in the news and all the journalists thought of as A-list celebrities, no different than Jay-Z or take your pick. You know, politics, I've always said, is just showbiz for the ugly. Politics is showbiz for people who could never make it in Hollywood because they're too ugly, or they're too geeky, or they're too nerdy. And that's exactly what this Correspondents' Dinner has become. Anyway, it's typical. Here you have these effete snobs that are the Washington media and Washington politicians. And they bring in a comedian, this time Cicely Strong from Saturday Night Live. And, of course, it's still open season on that harmless, didn't ever do anything to anybody family in Ohio that owns Memories Pizza. And I guarantee you nobody from Memories Pizza was there. So the tolerant and compassionate, they tell us they're the fairest of us all. They're the meanest of us all. Decide to get in on Memories Pizza.
I hope everyone enjoyed dinner. We tried to get Memories Pizza to cater this event, but they heard a rumor Barney Frank might be here, so thanks a lot, Barney. We could have had that world-famous Indiana pizza.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good try. Yeah, these are the people that really care about the little guy. Yeah, these are the people that do everything they do. So the downtrodden and the hungry and the thirsty get recognized, don't get trampled on, don't get run over and this kind of stuff. And here they are just making open fun of these people in a pathetic joke anyway. Okay, got to take a time out. We'll be back. Don't go away.